What if your parents' expectations are the reason you hate life right now? Not because your parents were bad people, but because you've been living a version of success that wasn't yours to begin with. Today I want to talk to you about why you're stuck and what you can do to get out of that rut you're living in. Let me ask you if this sounds familiar. Graduate high school, go to college, get a job, get married, have kids, work hard, retire. Is that the bill of goods you were sold? I know I was. I remember sitting around the table with my mom 40 years ago as I was getting ready to graduate, and she said, "You have to go to college." I said, "Why? I don't know what I want to do with my life." And she said, "Well, if you don't, you're going to be destined to cut grass and flip burgers for the rest of your life." It didn't sound too terribly appealing to me, so I went to college. Yeah, spent 6 years getting a 4-year degree. That goes to show you how serious I was about it. But that was the script my mom gave me. The first step was to go to college. Is that you? Is that the script that you're living right now? Are you on that hamster wheel, just running as fast as you can, getting nowhere, wondering, why am I stuck? Why am I living this life? Maybe it's the script. Or more importantly, maybe it's the script writer. I venture to say nobody ever asked you, what does freedom look like to you? In fact, have you ever asked yourself, what does freedom look like? I mean, think about it. Are you truly free doing what you're doing right now? Are you living the life you want? Most of us were trained to seek safety, not fulfillment. Because that's what the script says. Do the safe thing. Do the conservative thing. Don't take risks. If you take risks, you might fail. Failing doesn't make you a failure. It just means you learned a valuable lesson. Am I right? Society also teaches us to chase stability, not purpose. You've got to have some sort of purpose in your life. Here's the takeaway about living someone else's script for your life. You're not lazy. You're just exhausted from living a life that you weren't intended to live to begin with. Another thing that's keeping you stuck is the silent pressure of approval. You see, none of us really want to let people down that truly love us. Our loved ones are important to us. Family, we don't want to disappoint them. So you just go about your life, living the script, living in quiet desperation. You never stop and ask the question, but is this the life I want to live? In fact, you might even feel guilty for even thinking that thought. But the question is, it's your life. You have to live it. Yes, your parents raised you. Yes, you're an adult. And depending on where you are in your life, you might have a wife or kids, and you sure as heck don't want to disappoint them. But are you miserable? Are you quietly dying on the vine? Are you afraid to make a change? Are you afraid to chase fulfillment? Find purpose. Is being stuck trying to live up to the other people's approval? Or is being stuck living someone else's script worth being miserable? Worth being down? Worth being stuck? Really? Just remember that trying to earn someone else's approval is just going to take away from your peace. And after all, you deserve as much peace in your life as possible. The third thing that's keeping you stuck is the pain of success that isn't yours. You might have the career, the house, the family, but yet you still feel empty inside. Something's missing. Something's gnawing at you. Something that you know you should be doing, or at least try to do, but you just don't have the courage to step out in faith and do it. You look around and you ask yourself, why am I not happy? Look at this beautiful house. Look at this beautiful wife or husband. Look at this beautiful family. Career. Why am I not happy? It's because that success isn't necessarily yours. You may have wanted success. You may have wanted all the beautiful things, the toys, the trinkets, but is it really fulfilling you? Is it giving you that purpose that you know deep down you need? Ask yourself this question. You've climbed that ladder of success, but is it leaning against the wrong wall? Is that not the wall you wanted to climb? Is that not where you wanted to end up? Did you have something else that's keeping you from getting where you want to be, who you want to be, where you want to be? Just remember that achievement without alignment is a silent prison. Maybe that's why you don't feel good. Maybe that's why you don't feel happy. Maybe that's why you're lost. You've laid out a pretty grim picture. So how do I get out of this rut? How do I get unstuck? Well, I'm telling you right now, based on where you are in life, don't burn it all down. I don't suggest that. Don't throw it all away. You've worked hard to this point. You just haven't followed the script that you wanted to follow. You got to get honest with yourself. You got to take inventory of you. You've got to start asking yourself some questions. Whose voice is in my head? Who am I listening to? That clarion call you hear, is it the one that's calling you to your purpose or your destiny? Or are you still chasing or climbing that ladder leaning up against the wrong wall? Ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like? It's never too late to change. I'm not saying you have to throw away your 10, 15, 20-year career, but you could find something outside of your career that gives you some purpose, some fulfillment. You could give yourself away. You could volunteer. You could find some folks to pour into their lives, maybe mentor some people. There's a whole lot of stuff you can do to find meaning. I'm not saying you have to completely and totally throw the baby out with the bathwater, but at the same time, you need to make some change if you feel stuck, if you feel lost. You need to do something different. You need to find some purpose. Here's one that's going to hit home. What would I change if I wasn't afraid? If you didn't worry about disappointing other people, if you didn't worry about what's going to become of my life, if you didn't worry about what are people going to think, and you just said, what am I going to do? What would I change? If you were guaranteed you could not fail, what would you do? Ask yourself that question. What am I afraid to do? Why am I not taking action? What does my perfect life look like? If I'm being real, there's no such thing as a perfect life. Nothing is 100% perfect. However, you can start living life perfectly and strive towards perfection. Because even if you don't reach perfection, you might reach pretty darn good, excellent, exceptional, fulfilled. And what a life that would be. Just remember that living authentically might upset some people, but it'll set you free. Find your authentic self. Find that thing that stirs within you and chase it. Chase it. Get after it. Go for it. You've got nothing to lose. Just remember, you were born with purpose, not just potential. And just because other people have led you astray, or maybe took you down a map or a road you weren't sure you wanted to go down, or you just thought it was the right thing to do, that doesn't mean you've lost your purpose. That doesn't mean you can't find fulfillment. Remember, you were living somebody else's script to this point. Let's start rewriting it. Let's change it. You are the author of your life. You have the ability to change the story. You just have to step out and do it. See, I believe our parents might help us to build to our starting point, but it's up to us to live the journey. It's up to you to live the journey. It's time to step out, take that leap of faith, and start living a life with purpose, a life with fulfillment. If you're still here, I greatly appreciate it. I'd love it if you drop in the comments what you've always wanted to do. What's the one thing you'd do if you knew you couldn't fail? If you knew it was going to be a success, what would it be? Just get uncomfortable for a second. Let me know. Let's have a conversation. We're building a community of believers, doers, and successful folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.